The Vats are in. They came in yesterday, we went to pick them up, and you'll see all about it. However, before we talk about Vats, there's something else. The reality of working a vineyard without heavy machinery stalled 3 weeks ago when this type of machine broke down after, say, a week. Now, the store was kind enough to say, well, we'll replace it even though it's not fixable, or it's about 250 euros, and this machine is 180. So they replaced it. This one lasted 2 days after being very careful. So that's the reality of working a vineyard without agricultural grade equipment. I use it to cut the grass, and I used it as a with this motion, and that was super good. Ergonomically lousy, but it did the job. However, 2 days. What the guys around here do, they use a weed whacker, such as this one, but I find it way too violent, literally. It's also very loud, and I don't find it comfortable at all. We have to be very, very careful around the vines. It will snap a vine in no time. It's not, so nothing is coming really through. There's a big machine that goes in between the vines in such a motion, but the vines need to be protected with heavy armature. A lot of my vines are like that, they're protected, but not the new ones. The new ones evidently are the smaller one, and they need that protection. So I may have to do that. But the idea is not to have grass at all, to have a forest, vitiforestry. So in the end, it will come about, but so beginners not luck. Let's go see the Vats.
Ça tu la lèves, moi je recule. Hop. Par contre c'est l'autre pour la rapprocher, ça bon, ça va pas être tu crois? Ouais. J'avais peur que ça soit...
Non, entre les deux, ça va. Ah oui,
ouais.
Non, ça va pas passer.
Ça passera pas. Non mais écoute, là déjà comme ça va lever un peu. Ouais, tu vois, je peux forcer un peu. Et puis on va tenir, on va éviter que ça bascule. Attends, un truc comme ça. Attends, je vais mettre ça. Ça va le faire avec les roues. Ça va être un peu.
Ouais.
Sinon tu te.
Je vais peut-être monter dessus, moi.
Dessus. Attends, je vais monter.
Ah. Non, bah, moi,
Déjà
je
le
vais
2 là pour finir. Ouais, ça va aller. Ouais, monte un peu comme ça si tu veux. Vous voyez, c'est bon, Pierre, je peux y aller?
Ok. Moi, je suis sur le camion. Ouais.
Ah, attends, Pierre, ouais. C'est ça qui tapait là. Ça me fait le demi sommaire.
Que je le retienne moi. Attends, où t'es là?
non, je la
Je
tiens.
continue là, Pierre, tout va bien?
Pour moi, ça va, c'est pour vous.
Bon, nous,
Oui, ça va.
on est bien là.
Tu vois, là.
Ah, et tu prends des vidéos toi?
Ouais, c'est. Ouais.
T'attends ce qu'il y ait un gros bêtisier à faire, c'est ça? Pour faire une vidéo à 10 millions de vues? Hein?
Non.
Ça passe, je pense.
Non, non.
Là, tu peux avancer, ouais.
Mais comme je t'ai dit, je vais venir faire.
Tu me dis, c'est bon, ça passe?
Ouais, je passe.
Oui.
Ouais,
Encore?
c'est bon, vas-y.
Là, t'as basculé ou pas?
Ouais, c'est il y a un peu par terre là.
Je monte encore un coup ou pas besoin? Allez, là, on va se faire un peu chier. Les deux, une? Presque trop facile.
Ok, là.
Ouais, c'est pour la monter un peu.
On a une bonne technique.
Vas-y, mets-toi sur le béton là. Ah, mais attends, on va y aller nous. Attends.
Ça va?
Ouais, c'est bon.
Avec sa couine.
Ah, c'est bon.
Allez, soulève.
Il faut sortir.
Faut pas se marrer quoi. Attention les pieds. Ça, elle va pas tout à fait pareil.
Ouais.
Ok, posez et poussez.
Ah, mais.
Attends, c'est bon, ouais, poussez.
C'est bon.
Sans la faire basculer.
Attends. Ouais.
Attends, je la tiens là.
Ouais, ça va aller nickel là. Ah, tu veux prendre la palette, ouais? Je te laisse dessus.
Ouais.
Tu fais glisser.
Ah oui, on peut faire glisser. Oui, on fait glisser.
Si tu veux prendre la palette et me la ramener, moi je m'en fous.
Non, ouais, non, c'est mieux.
Là, tu me dis ce que. Enfin,
Ce sera plus stable.
moi je pense que vous ferez moins chier à la faire glisser.
Ouais.
Mais encore un coup là.
30 cm.
Là, c'est bon.
Ok.
On prend la palette ou on la prend pas?
Non, on la prend
Je
pas.
pense que vous ferez moins chier sans la prendre. À la faire glisser.
Allez, t'arrives à faire glisser là?
Attention, Pierre, ouais, que ça se casse pas la gueule. Attention, ouais, que tu ne pas de. Ça va?
Ouais.
Ouais, c'est pas mal comme ça.
j'ai l'impression de porter tout le truc. C'était quoi?
Non, vas-y, vas-y.
C'est pas beau? Here are the new Vats. And this is the second vat for wine keeping. Getting unloaded.
Là, on part avec là.
Tu dis quoi?
Elle peut reposer là. C'est pas trop costaud quand même. Pas longtemps. Ouais. Parce que là, quand elle va tomber, qu'est-ce que je penche encore un peu, non?
Je pense pas, non? Non, parce qu'il faut quand même contrôler l'affaire.
Là, c'est bête parce que.
Comme la vanne.
Ouais. Ouais, on va manœuvrer en dessous. Ouais.
Tu penses?
Ouais, ouais, tu pouvais un peu. Ouais, on recule un peu.
Ok. Alors, monte. Try number 2.
Non, non, vas-y,
Ouais, fais
encore.
attention. Là.
Encore? Encore un peu. C'est bon.
Est-ce qu'elle descend?
Enfin, on prend ça.
La purple.
Ouais, comme ça.
Elle est assez longue celle-là. Celle-ci, là.
Ah, tu préfères ça là, toi?
Oui, parce que pour les mains, elle est mieux, je pense. Celle-ci, elle est trop grosse. Elle est trop grosse.
Oh putain. Là, j'ai un problème de ça avec mes névralgies, là, cervicaux. On va le faire.
Voilà. Ok, ben on est bon là.
On peut la souder un petit peu.
Ouais. Ouais, non, mais où tu es, toi?
Comme ça, on la
Ah
passe.
non, passe l'autre côté. Non, parce que ça va. Ouais.
Enfin, comme ça,
Ouais.
on l'aurait retenu de chaque côté.
Ben non, là, comme ça, parce que là, comme ça, elle est retenue, la sonde.
Et là, tu parles autrement.
C'est encore,
Bon,
c'est encore insensible.
Bon, vous tirez, moi je pousse.
C'est où? Tu prends bien? Ouais.
Alors, ça va,
Ça va, il a compris. Pas la peine d'insister.
j'ai l'impression que c'est lourd.
Le pied, il va tomber là. Ouais. Tire
Alors là,
encore un peu.
Moi, je l'ai, hein.
Ouais.
Là, c'est bon.
C'est lourd, non? Pas tant que ça.
C'est une sangle.
Tiens, tu arrives à la choper là.
Il est petit, il est noir, il est fort.
Le robinet il est où là?
Et c'est devant.
Ah d'accord.
Ah ouais. Une sangle.
Où là?
On en met 2 sur 1. Là, viens là.
Là?
Non, pas là, c'est moi.
Donc on va l'avancer.
C'est passé noir, il est de place.
Faut déjà la descendre par
Il y a du
terre
gros
et puis
noir,
après on la
mais
mettra sur la palette.
Là, c'est quoi?
Ça, faut vraiment retenir. Attends, faut pas tirer avant que les autres disent.
Allez,
Qui est-ce qui est en face de moi là? Voilà. Il va bien falloir retenir.
Ah, c'est bon.
Vous êtes fort.
Impeccable.
Allez, là, une fois.
Ah, dis donc.
là, on a oublié de mettre la planche.
Ouais. mean, 6 months ago, there was nothing here. And here we are, getting closer to producing wine. About 7,000 bottles. That is not nothing. So we picked this up from a very wonderful man you will see later on in episodes, because he has knowledge about vats. So these are very, let's say, first grade. They are as good as stainless steel. They just don't look as good as stainless steel. But you and I are part of this project of vitiforestry. This is really where it all lies. And so it's just incredible, that this is happening. I personally can't believe it. Live it up to the angels. We should trust nature. At least that is part of my motto. I'm new at this. I don't know. I'm sailing blind. But there is something fundamental that chemistry, as vinification and heavy machinery, lost along the way, the magic of nature. And here this morning, I crouched down to cut the grass. And we've had scorching heat here in Europe, 40 degrees for the last 2 weeks. And the grapes are just beautiful. But when I see where there are vines missing with spaces and where the sun is beating down all day, there's a few issues. I'll show you. Well, here we are. I did find a tree. Say, a functional tree in a vineyard. Nearly on the edge of it, but in the vineyard, and that is great to see. Now, the purpose of this channel, the purpose of my vineyard, is to plant hundreds of those within a parcel of 1 hectare, a little bit more possibly, hundreds, and see all the shades that this creates. As we are in the 4th week of a heat wave here in France, in literally the French Alps. This is a scorcher. It's Arizona. And I want you to see the vines. The vines are just great. It's the peaches themselves are not so good. It's still very green. But that's not the point. Although within diversification, it will be. But it is important to see, as I'm gonna turn around, and you will see the result of the heat here in the middle of July. We should be at the end of August at this point. This is end of August type of weather. But check out right across the way what the heat is doing now. These are fairly young vines, as you can see, struggling a little bit. This is, in terms of the transformation, these will be the first one to be shielded by the 150, 200 trees coming in the fall. So that's next year already. We'll have a better vintage. We're gonna use them strategically. Like I mentioned in one of the episodes, I'm using my New York experience of buildings and the shade the sun casts in order to plan them strategically so they have the most impact right away. And here we are, right across the way, and you can see many dry leaves already. That's a way for the vines to save themselves. They shed the leaves from the bottom up. As you know, I like to talk about the intelligence of plants, the intelligence of the vines. They are saving themselves here, but we can see the fruits are also, we can see the fruits are suffering as well. Now, I'm going to give you another example. Well, it's all moving at warp speed, it feels, at this moment. The weather has been such, as mentioned in the episode, that harvest is not gonna be in September. It looks very much like even mid-August, which is a month away. It's far before my preparedness. But be that as it may, I saw Yves again, and he's being as cool as a cucumber, frankly. So wonderful to have everybody around. And well, next time I'll present you the vats, all the intricacies of these things are quite sophisticated. And how I'm going to protect them as well, what structure I'm going to build. I've been toying around with some ideas, but the idea I prefer, no one likes. But I feel very pulled by it. And then over time, over the past few months, I've had people say, "Do you have a label? Do you have a label?" As if that were the main event. So this week I sort of fashioned something that, if we have time next time or the time after, I will show you. Certainly everything is going very fast. But I am certain that with Yves and even Guillaume and the enologue, we're gonna have, this is not gonna be an amateur wine. This is going to be a very professional product that Not gonna sell for riches. Will be very affordable, but it's gonna be a wine that says, ah. And don't forget, in vines we trust.